Kamusta Tropa, and thank you for visiting our YouTube channel. Here are the latest NBA playoffs updates on games results today, NBA games schedule for tomorrow, and the updated NBA playoffs bracket standings as of today, April 20, 2025.
(2024-2025) NBA playoff games results today, April 20, 2025. In the first of 4 NBA playoffs basketball played today, the Indiana Pacers dominated the Milwaukee Bucks at home with the final score of 117-98. Pascal Siakam led the Indiana Pacers in scoring with 25 points along with 7 rebounds, followed by Miles Turner with 19 points on top of 5 rebounds, and Andrew Nembhard added 17 points. For Milwaukee, the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo led the Bucks in scoring with 36 points along with 12 rebounds, and AJ Green added 15 points. Dame Time Damian Lillard did not play in this game due to injury, but there's a high probability that Lillard will be available in game number 2. The Indiana Pacers now leads the Milwaukee Bucks 1-0 in their best of 7 NBA Eastern Conference NBA playoffs first-round series. In the second game, the Denver Nuggets completed a come-from-behind victory in overtime to defeat the visiting Los Angeles Clippers in game number 1 of the NBA playoff series, with the final score of 112-110. The Nuggets needed an extra 5 minutes to outlast the Clippers, as the Denver Nuggets clawed their way back to victory after being down by as much as 15 points in this game. 3-time NBA Most Valuable Player Nikola Jokic led the Denver Nuggets once again with an almost triple-double performance of 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists, followed by Aaron Gordon with 25 points and 8 rebounds, and Jamal Murray finished the game with 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. For the Los Angeles Clippers, James Harden played an excellent game with 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists, while Kawhi Leonard added 22 points and 6 rebounds. The Denver Nuggets now leads the Los Angeles Clippers 1-0 in their best of 7 NBA Western Conference NBA playoffs first-round matchup. In the third game, the New York Knicks needed a strong fourth quarter just to beat a pesky Detroit Pistons team, as the Knicks outscored the Pistons in the final quarter 40-21 to come draw first blood in game number 1, with the final score of 123-112. The Knicks were down 8 entering the fourth period, but countered with a 21-0 run in the fourth quarter to turn the game around, as the Detroit Pistons showed their youth and inexperience as a playoff team. Jalen Brunson led the New York Knicks in scoring with 34 points along with 8 assists, followed by Karl Anthony Towns with 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists, and OG Anunoby added 23 points and 7 rebounds. For Detroit, Tobias Harris led the Pistons in scoring with 25 points along with 6 assists, while their main man, Cade Cunningham, finished the game with 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 12 assists. The New York Knicks now leads their NBA Eastern Conference first-round series against the Detroit Pistons, 1-0. And in the fourth and final game played today, the third-seeded Los Angeles Lakers got surprising beatdown at home at the hands of the red-hot Minnesota Timberwolves with the final score of 95-117. The Minnesota Timberwolves had a slow start in this game, but a huge second quarter from the Timberwolves turned the tide, and they never looked back since. Jaden McDaniels led the Minnesota Timberwolves in scoring with 25 points along with 9 rebounds, followed by Naz Reid 25 points on top of 5 rebounds, and Anthony Edwards had an all-around game of 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. For the Los Angeles Lakers, Luka Doncic got his first playoff game in a Laker uniform with a good game but a bad loss, leading all scorers with 37 points along with 8 assists, while the King, LeBron James, finished the game with 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Minnesota Timberwolves now leads their best of 7 NBA Western Conference match up against the Los Angeles Lakers, 1-0.
Now let's have a quick and closer look at the updated NBA Eastern and Western Conference NBA playoffs picture standings as of today, April 20th.
NBA playoffs bracket standings as of today, April 20th. In the Eastern Conference, the NBA East number 1 seed Cleveland Cavaliers will be playing versus the number 8 seeded Miami Heat in the first round of the NBA Eastern Conference playoffs, where both teams are still tied at 0-0, as Game 1 of their series will start tomorrow. Meanwhile, the NBA Eastern Conference second-seeded Boston Celtics will be playing versus the Orlando Magic in the first round of the NBA Eastern Conference playoffs, where both teams are also still tied at 0, as Game number 1 of their best-of-7 series will also start tomorrow. The third-seeded New York Knicks draws the first blood in their best-of-7 NBA playoff series versus the number 6 Detroit Pistons, as the New York Knicks currently leads 1-0. And for the final pair in the Eastern Conference NBA playoffs bracket, the fourth-seeded Indiana Pacers also wins in Game number 1, as they leads their best-of-7 series versus the fifth-seeded Milwaukee Bucks, 1-0. And in the Western Conference, the first n.b.a. top overall seed Oklahoma City Thunder will be playing versus the Memphis Grizzlies in their own best-of-7 n.b.a. West first-round series tomorrow, as they are still currently tied at 0-0. Meanwhile, the n.b.a. West second-seeded Houston Rockets will be battling versus the number 7 Golden State Warriors in their own best-of-7 n.b.a. playoffs first-round series. They are currently tied still at 0 games each, and Game number 1 of their first-round n.b.a. playoffs showdown will start tomorrow. The third-seeded Los Angeles Lakers are currently down in their best-of-7 n.b.a. playoff series against the determined Minnesota Timberwolves, 0-1. And in the final pair for the n.b.a. playoffs picture for the Western Conference, the fourth-seeded Denver Nuggets are currently ahead in their best-of-7 n.b.a. playoffs matchup versus the fifth-seeded Los Angeles Clippers after taking Game number 1, 1-0.
The first round of the NBA playoffs continues with 4 more games tomorrow, and here are full details of the NBA playoffs game schedule for tomorrow, April 21st.
NBA playoffs games schedule for tomorrow, April 21st, 2025. The NBA playoffs continues tomorrow as the NBA Western Conference number 1 and the NBA regular season best team, top MVP candidate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the rest of the young and talented Oklahoma City Thunder will open their NBA 2025 playoffs campaign versus the 8th-seeded Ja Morant and the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies in their best-of-7 NBA Western Conference first-round matchup. The Thunder versus Grizzlies game will be played tomorrow at a very early 1 in the morning at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. And in the second of 4 NBA playoff games scheduled for tomorrow, the NBA Eastern Conference second-seeded team and the reigning NBA defending champions Boston Celtics will be playing versus the number 7 Orlando Magic in Game number 1 of their NBA playoffs first-round series. The Celtics versus Magic game will be played tomorrow at 3:30 in the morning at the TD Garden Arena in Boston. And in the third game, the NBA Eastern Conference number 1 team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, will be playing versus the dangerous 8th-seeded Miami Heat team in Game number 1 of their own NBA playoffs first-round series. The Cavs versus Heat game will be played tomorrow at 7 in the morning. And for the fourth and final NBA playoffs game scheduled for tomorrow, the NBA Western Conference second-seeded Houston Rockets will try to turn their fortune around against their nemesis, the 7th-seeded Golden State Warriors, in Game number 1 of their NBA playoffs best-of-7 series. The Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets have played before in 4 times in a best-of-7 series, and the Golden State Warriors won them all. The Rockets versus Warriors game will be played tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning at the Toyota Center in downtown Houston.
Thanks for watching, Tropa. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to give us a like, join our channel membership, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, iForbes Sports, and hit that notification bell icon so you will get notified on our latest video uploads for PBA and NBA basketball updates. This has been your iForbes Sports reporter, Sophia, saying, let's play some balls. Peace out.